Okay, hello everyone. Our product here, smart water dispenser. We have prepared some commonly asked questions for here and ask and give some suggestions. For the first questions, I will introduce our product within 1 minute. The production here, as you can see, the smart water dispenser. The function here are three. The first function is manually filling water. Once you press the button, the water will go out, and you press it again, the water will stop. It's the first function. And the second function here is a fixed volume water filling. Every time you press that button, the water will flow out within the fixed volume, 200 milliliter. And this is a very common volume. You can use it for the tea and for the drugs making. And the last function is our design is automatically filling the water according to the height of the cup. Every time you place the cup here, press the button, it will automatically fill the cup up. And then, okay, next question is what is the most interesting feature of our product? It will be introduced by another groupmate. And then next question is that what is the difficulty when you design and implement the product? For the design and implement, we have two parts. The first part is software, and the second part is hardware. For the software part, I think the most difficult thing is that program making. We have to implement what the idea in our thought into the physical program. We have to decide what kind of structure of program used for the polling or interrupt. We choose the polling for our program. And for the hardware part, the most difficult thing, I think, is the layout arrangement. For which part we should place a 3D printing structure for the photoresistor, and which part we should place a pump. And as you can see here, this is our result. And I think that's our two challenges in our design. And the next question, what you have learned during this competition? And we are the university students, and all of the skills we learned from the class is theoretical. During this competition, we formalized what I learned in the class into the practical use. I think that's very important, especially for the engineer. I think it's very helpful for us in our future project development or product fabrication. Okay, that's what we learned in this competition.
Okay, next I want to answer the question, why do you encourage our students to join the competition next year? Well, I highly encourage more students to join the competition next year. Well, this is a good opportunity which can let students to implement their own creative idea into reality. Apart from that, you can also learn some useful skills such as how to use software like Design Spark Mechanical or Design Spark PCB. And you can also meet more friends with the same passion or with the same innovation ideas, and you can learn from their innovation idea and learn together. Well, therefore, I highly recommend all students to consider joining this competition next year. Well, for the question 6, what's your advice if students want to join the competition next year? Well, there are several suggestions which may help you to develop your project. First, have a good or innovative idea. You can develop your ideas from the daily life. For example, you can develop a device which may simplify your daily life or make your current life more convenient. Secondly, have more discussion with your supervisor and try to improve your current design through the feedback from the supervisor. While during the implementation, our supervisor, Dr. Lawrence, gave us many useful and critical suggestions which make our product better. Well, lastly, have a detailed plan, as you need to design and implement a product which may use 3D printing or PCB manipulation, etc. Therefore, it is essential to make a plan to implement your idea step by step. Well, basically that's all my suggestion, and hopefully this suggestion may help you for your future development.
Yeah, dare to think and dare to do. Okay, next question. In my opinion, what is the difference using design spark and mechanical tools to compare to another software used previously? Before this competition, the most familiar software for me to do the 3D modeling is AutoCAD, developed by the company Autodesk. But in this competition, I entirely use the design spark mechanical tool to build my 3D modeling for the acrylic shell here and the 3D printing part. And I think the most significant difference between the AutoCAD and the design spark mechanic is that I think the AutoCAD software is more logical for the 3D modeling building. But however, comparing with the design spark mechanic is much more user-friendly software. I think it's much more straightforward. For example, I can edit every part of my solids built in the design spark mechanic, and this thing is impossible for the AutoCAD software. I think especially for the beginner, it's a very good choice. The very good choice is that design spark mechanic I used in this competition, and I will highly recommend this software to the beginners for the 3D modeling missions. And for the last question is, can you share your journey and experience using design spark mechanic, the software during the competition? As we introduced in our presentation, we have the detailed screenshot for the design spark software interface. I think it's very useful and very user friendly. I think that's all our questions here.